When the only sound is the frozen silence of winter, you go to work, throwing mountains of snow back into the sky. And when the track becomes a railroad again, it's Miller time.
Hey, it's Ewan Huet from Regina Pats. You're listening to the Pats Cast with Chris and Kev.
Babcock at the left point, shields it with his back, now cuts it in the middle on his backhand. Lane on the outside, goes over to Clausen at the left circle, he shoots, and they score! Cohen Clausen with the second of the season. Cameron Kuzma plays it to Bear over the line, into the slot for Kuzma, he scores! Cameron Kuzma from Connor Bear! Here's Mays over the blue line for Regina, left side he shoots, scores! What a bullet by Julian Mays! Huet out of his net will play it off the end wall. Here's Keats Fawcett. He'll bring it out to center with speed. In across the line, Fawcett cutting in. He shoots, scores! What a shot by Keats Fawcett! Connor Bear behind the net. Squeaks around his chick. Centers the puck up top. Here's Zach Moore. He shoots, scores! Zach Moore with his 8th of the season. Now bouncing puck to Lansert, he shoots, scores!
Oh, what a release from Zach Lansert right there, Dante. That was a beautiful snapshot.
In the Regina zone, bouncing puck in front, Miller, centering pass, and a stop made by Huet as he robbed McDonough.
Yeah, really nice blocker save right there by Ewan Huet. Absolutely coming across post to post to take that one away.
Now in the right corner, Caden Brown for Regina. Braden Smith at the blue line, left point to Shams, a shot, he scores!
Welcome to Pats Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. It's January 12th. It's episode 191. It's Chris here, Kevin there. How are we doing tonight, Kev?
Not too bad. Kind of cool. It's extreme weather warning in Regina. Surprise, surprise. It seems like it's one of those every couple weeks we get these minus 35 to 40 wind chills and stuff out there. So
I don't know where that was this morning. I woke up, it was minus 27. I was like, woof. Jeez, that's cold. The warning came this afternoon when it warmed up.
Yeah.
So
it was cold.
But yeah, I know. And it looks like, the middle of the week, Wednesday was like 0, and then it's minus 20 by the weekend again. So, all over the place. But
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all. But yeah, it's been a busy week.
Well, the last week leading up to the deadline.
We knew it would be. We kind of figured it would be kind of busy, but I
didn't expect
6 more trades.
6 trades between the 7th and 9th.
Yeah.
We figured a couple.
Yeah.
But not 6.
No. So, let's delve into these picks. Lesky Chichin, that's the first guy to go. 19-year-old. Like I said,
big solid stay-at-home defenseman. It started taking some penalties lately.
Yeah.
Or it was more noticeable.
Yeah,
lately.
For whatever reason. Yeah, it just seemed like he was taking a lot of penalties.
Well, it's probably because the Pats penalty kill has kind of got stinky this last little bit. So
yeah. They can't take a penalty against Moose Jaw without giving up a goal. That doesn't help.
Definitely not.
But yeah, like they're gonna miss his size. Obviously with that, they brought in a couple smaller guys. McNutt isn't as big, and Pranish obviously is quite a bit smaller. But you take your chances kind of there with some different guys and go with this. But he was 19, and like I said, they were going to lose some of these guys for free, so they might as well try to get something for him.
Yeah.
They paid a 4th and a 3rd for him and Barrett near the start of the season.
Yeah.
So you get a 4th back. So essentially you got Bear for a 3rd.
Yeah.
So that's that. Yeah. So he's off to PG. That's
joined his former teammate Corbin Vaughn. So
yeah, that kind of seems to be a little bit of a theme. Kind of the same teams Miller was trading with. So obviously, like you said, discussions happen, and some things come of that, and some things don't come of that. But yeah, a couple guys up in PG now. Then Wilson moved him, so another 19 guy that was in and out of the lineup recently. Brought some size, a little bit of speed, a little bit of inconsistency on the offensive side.
He's when he was on, he was good.
Yes.
But when he was off, he just was another player out there. If he was consistently one way, it would have been great. Due to size, decent skill, decent speed, but the inconsistency was a killer there because he was in another lineup for younger guys.
Yeah, for sure. So you get a fourth and a sixth from Lethbridge for him, and then they turn around and flip the sixth to Wenatchee for Ashton Brown.
Yeah, another 17-year-old. Right-handed shot. He's not the biggest guy like half the Pats. They're all kind of smallish or not huge.
Yeah. On the offensive side, anyways, or the forward side.
He's 17. He played almost all last year. He was in the lineup for most of last year. He played 40 some games. So he's not a rookie by any means. So he's been in the league. He knows what it takes to play. So that's good.
Yeah.
And from the looks of things, he can play center. He was taking faceoffs the last couple games. So
yeah, and you see these other guys that Miller's brought in, like a Pantelakis. You know, you spent 2/5 on him, and like, man, he's kind of impressed lately, right? Like, you think, he's 2 5th-round picks. You're like, yeah, what is he? Like, he didn't have, anything. Obviously, you just look at his stats. You hadn't seen him play before, and nothing jumped off the page, right? So, but a guy like him stepping in, and he's looked good. So maybe
he finally got a stride. The first few games just didn't know what to expect from him because he was kind of up and down the lineup.
Yeah,
but now
right?
he's on an offensive role. He's on a line with Mays, and I think Brown was the last line mate they had for a while.
Yeah, still trying to figure some stuff out, but maybe Ashton Brown can step in and in a couple weeks here get comfortable and kind of bring a little bit of experience, some more experience.
For sure.
Then
to the 17-year-old core. Yeah.
Then to the goalie basic swap. Basically swapped goalies here. They bring in Taylor Tabashnik from Red Deer, a local kid playing with the Pat C's here, for a seventh.
Yeah.
And then they flip Cruz Chase to Medicine Hat for an 8th.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Chase obviously has very limited experience. Tabashnik, I haven't looked at his page, but I know he played in the playoffs last year in an emergency situation, basically. So I don't know how much experience he has other than that.
Not much in the dub.
Yeah, not much either. So we didn't hear anything from Miller. Well, okay, so we didn't hear anything from Miller on any of these guys because the questions
don't even get me started on that
the press conference was,
oh my God,
was not the greatest. Unfortunately, they had it at 4:30 in the day.
2.5 hours before the deadline.
Yeah, and then the reason for that is because 7:30 nobody shows up. Nobody wants to do the job at 7:30. It would have been you and me at 7:30. I mean, we could have ran it better.
We would have actually asked some questions.
Yeah. So, fortunately, I couldn't make it down and stuff. So
we didn't make it down, and
no.
Al wasn't available this weekend.
So we'll get him on though.
Hopefully soon we'll have a chance to ask him some questions because we had some questions about the trades and stuff. So
yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, just from the outside, it's a little bit of an odd trade, but I mean, there's always a reason for it.
Well,
for these two trades, but I don't know. What do you think?
It's kind of an odd trade, but Tabashnik is literally down the hall. So if Huet or Pine get hurt, or if they decide they want to play Tabashnik or have him as a backup or whatever, he's right down this. He's 150 yards. His locker room is like 150 yards away. So
yeah, exactly. In the next rink over. So
exactly.
Because the Mooney's here close, but he's not ready.
Malacca's close too. Well, not close, but Melford's not as close as
Regina.
A building away.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I don't know what the thinking is exactly there, but like you said, he is close. He could step in and go from there. So, but yeah, We'll see what happens if we get Miller on here soon and discuss that.
And after that, those two trades, I think everybody figured
That
Al
was
was
it.
done.
Yeah.
And doing the press conference at 4:30, we figured, okay.
Well,
And no
you
one
never know,
asked him. No one asked him if he was done trading. There were still 2.5 hours between the conference, or approximately 2.5 hours between the press conference and the deadline. And no one asked him, hey, Al, do you think you're done trading?
Yeah.
No one, not one of the people that were there thought of asking that question.
They might not even know. And they thought maybe they thought the trade deadline was over. Who knows? Like, they don't follow the league that closely. But
True.
I don't know.
That press conference still boggles my mind a little bit.
Yeah. So yeah. Then Shantz off to Everett. So a third guy to Everett.
Yeah, beat the deadline, and
Yeah. And they bring in a second round pick, so another high pick, not till 27, but a second is a second, and they bring in Shea Rollison,
a prospect,
unsigned prospect.
Yeah,
and he plays
out of Manitoba.
Yeah, U18 AAA for one of the Winnipeg teams.
The Winnipeg Bruins.
Okay, so
20 goals, 30 games, 46 points as we do this podcast. So he's got some pretty good numbers. Top 10 in the league in scoring. He's got a little bit of size. He's like 6'2"-ish, 180 pounds. So he's got a little bit of size. Hey, maybe he can sign. And he's a late birthday too. He's a November 1st.
Okay, I didn't notice that. All right.
And he's a late birthday. So yeah, he's another right-handed shooting forward.
Yeah, and then he had pretty good stats last year as a 15-year-old in
37 points in 44 games.
Yeah, almost a point a game. So yeah, and a guy that that maybe they can bring in, if not, whatever. But options, right? Higher end options, right? So
yeah, for Shantz, the 19 that
again was a little inconsistent.
But he was having a really good year. When he was on, he was on. But that's the whole team, though.
Yeah, no.
When they're on, they're on. When they're off, they're off.
Yeah, I did like his effort on almost every night, though. I did like his effort on most nights.
For sure.
The offense was hit and miss. He had a really great start. Then he had big.
Everybody had the little bit of the lull.
Yeah, right. And then he was kind of back on it here recently. So, but they were able to move him for a second. I mean, you can't argue with that. Right?
Definitely not. Wish all these guys the best too. Like Chichkin to Prince George, potentially one of the top teams in the West. Shantz, Everett, as of right now, they're the top team in the West.
Top team, yeah.
Wilson in Lethbridge, serving his suspension for his penalty here.
Yeah.
And one of the ones that's going to be in the bloodbath for the Central Division.
The
Central Division bloodbath
isn't up there yet, but they're going to make their moves with.
They're in the bloodbath there.
Yeah, they made a lot of moves. Also, Lethbridge is looking to move up in the standings there, obviously.
Lethbridge, Calgary, Medicine had bloodbath, the Central Alberta bloodbath.
Yeah, that's like we said, it looks like 17-18 East Division. So,
yeah. Well, actually, last year too, Saskatoon, Moose Jaw. Swift Current wasn't in division, but they were conference.
Yeah,
but they
not as much, but yeah, three teams going at it. So, but yeah, so to wrap up this season, 19 total trades, including Babcock in the off season. That's a lot. Obviously, there isn't going to be that many next year. They sent out
Hopefully
12 players. Yeah. 12 players and 11 picks they sent out, and they brought in 14 players and 15 picks. So it's, there was obviously a lot of moving parts, and it for the average fan, it was tough for them to keep track of. We've seen lots of people saying, "Oh, is there anybody left to trade? How can they trade?"
There's nobody
anybody?
left.
Yeah, right.
There's nobody left.
And like we said, in the midseason show they had too many guys on the active roster. Like it was too many. They were scratching 3 forwards.
Hence Anthony Wilson's getting scratched for 17-year-olds. Like,
yeah, right. So
but you need those 17s to play. Wilson needs to play for his own career. So best case scenario for Wilson was he got traded to Lethbridge, where he'll have a chance, probably a potential playoffs for sure, but who knows what kind of run.
Yeah.
And like same with Chance. He wasn't getting scratched or anything, but he's got a chance to make a run in Everett. So
yeah, definitely. So they all got,
and we got our little midget AAA team here.
Yeah. Really. So, but that being said, the team
and then after the deadline, they called up Christian LaSalle for the rest of the season from
yes,
the Blazers.
Because they actually traded one too many bodies per se.
Yeah, they were down to 12 forwards, so they brought in LaSalle for the rest of the season, the captain of the Blazers. So
yeah, so
welcome him back to the team. Hopefully he gets in the lineup pretty soon.
Yeah, and
didn't
now
play the first 2 games because everybody's healthy, so he's the 13th guy by looks of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now you can rotate sitting guys, right?
Yeah,
you don't have to kind of make tough decisions. Not that sitting a guy's tough decision, but you got lots of 17s, 16s that you can just kind of rotate through sitting.
If they need a break, they need a break because 68 game schedule is a lot of games for these guys. Some of these guys only play like 30, 40 games a year normally. So,
and the 16s have played pretty much all the time. They haven't scratched much either, right? Especially recently.
Not really, no, not really.
But yeah, I mean that's been a busy season for Miller.
But now it's done, and people can stop complaining about it.
Yeah,
and just watch these kids play hockey.
Yeah, right.
Complain about the ticket prices like y'all do. It's just it's not going to change. Complain all you want is not going to change.
Yeah.
Well, we can't do anything about it. You guys can't do anything about it. It's not going to change.
So. That being said, the team has looked better as of late. Like since they came back from the road trip, they're roughly around 500, right? And they
pretty
had
close,
that rough stretch before and during that road trip. So, I mean, obviously Saturday night against Portland was a little rough, but I mean that's Portland. Portland's a pretty good team. But they didn't fold their tent.
They got the vets that can score goals when they need to score goals.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
But they didn't fold their tent. They came back and had a half-decent third period and didn't get blown out the water like some team did, 12-2 on Saturday night. So we'll take a 7-3 loss over 12-2 loss.
Yes, 100%.
So, but yeah, I mean, so that's that, I guess. You want to move on to the games or any other closing thoughts on this deadline?
I'm going back to that presser. If anybody listened to the presser, the only thing that we really learned about that is that Maddox Schultz didn't ask for exceptional status.
Yes, that's actually a good point.
And we found out that he's able to play 34 games next year for whatever team he gets drafted to. Hopefully here. But that's the Pat's color glasses on right now.
Yes.
But from what Al said, it sounds like there's a few players that can do that because they got exceptional status at a different level.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's a few other players. He didn't mention anybody by name because it was Schultz was asked directly to him.
Yeah.
Now we know.
But yeah, I guess if you go through that Western Canadian development model, I haven't really read the details of that. But obviously if the player has been granted whatever, they don't call it exceptional status. They call it whatever they call it. I can't remember offhand.
He can play up a level.
So he's playing as a 14 in U18. So he's been playing up a level
for a long time.
So those players can play up to 34 games without asking for exceptional status in the WHL. So that's half a season. Like that's
a lot of games.
Bad. Yeah. And like you said, there's multiple players with that situation. So whoever the Pats do get with their pick, if it's Schultz or some of these other guys, I don't know how many, and I don't know.
Yeah, Al didn't go into details, but
no,
he said there's a few others. So
I was gonna look, but some of these guys play in the school league, and some guys play club hockey, so it'd be a little bit of tough to find out who exactly has
and who's ranked in the top 5. Like
yeah, that too, right? who the Pats have an opportunity of picking and who has that status, right? So
Exactly. So,
but yeah,
but
there's some.
it was interesting to find that out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people figured he was going to ask for exceptional status, but he had to ask by the 1st of December, I believe Al said.
Yeah.
And it sounded like he didn't.
So,
and 34 games, if he gets drafted by the Pats or whomever, play pretty much the whole season with the Patsies or wherever, and
wherever,
half a season with the WHL. So
yeah, you could play basically. Say he does go to Regina, he could literally play every home game, like.
Yeah.
But I don't know how well that would work out for his other team. I don't know how you'd have to. There'd be, it's obviously a discussion there. But who knows? Maybe he doesn't even go back.
Ahead of ourselves, but
maybe he doesn't even go back to AAA. Maybe he goes to Junior A or something. Who knows, right? Like,
I don't know how that would work.
But I don't know. Maybe that's a little too young for that.
Literally the only thing that was asked that piqued my interest in that interview.
Yeah, for sure.
All the other stuff was just kind of like, we knew this stuff already, or the questions were kind of bizarre.
Yeah, nothing was about the players or why some of these moves were made or anything. So once we get them on, we'll ask those questions. So
got quite a few to ask.
yeah. He even gave us a shout out. I like that. Somebody asked him, "Oh, what have you done recently to kind of talk to their get out your message to the fans?" Well, I sat down with the guys with the Pats Cast podcast and talk to them about it. So, too bad we weren't there, but oh well, it is what it is.
We would have actually asked some questions because I had a lot of questions going into the trade deadline, and then a whole bunch of stuff happened. So
yeah. So, anyways, I guess if we're done there, we should move on to these games. Again, another Moose.
The deadline was a day before it normally is, so it threw everybody off.
Well, and another thing that the WHL team put it out, it was some broadcasters. John Keane was the first one?
John Keane, I think, was the first one. Or Reagan Martel, one of those two guys.
Yeah, one of those two guys.
Put it out, said, the deadline is this. It's like, what?
The 9th, because the 10th is a Friday, and every team is playing on Friday.
Yeah, every team was playing on the normal deadline day. So
yeah.
And it was at 7 o'clock p.m. our time. It was just the weirdest time.
Yeah. So nice of them to let everyone else know. Obviously the teams knew, but again, the WHL doesn't put out anything from themselves directly.
It's not abnormal for the league not to put out a rule book and stuff like that.
Yeah, kind of odd. So, but yeah, so 7 o'clock, that all got wrapped up, and then games on Friday. So again, another Moose Jaw game. Like I said, a lot of Moose Jaw lately. I kind of missed the first little bit of this game, and I turned it on. It's 3-0 already, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, not Moose Jaw again!" Like, you just can't beat these guys.
When they got the 3-goal lead, I'm like, "Oh, I wrote the Pats off." Like I was, it was not a good start, but all of a sudden the switch flipped, in the second period, they got back into it.
Yeah, it was nice to see that they didn't fold up their tent and were able to get back into this game. The second period was good. Like they played real well, I thought. Like it actually looked like a good team. Like they were, like you said, there's been so many guys in and out of the roster in and out of this team on this roster, and it's just been like, oh man, they just got to find some consistency, right? So and they found something in that second period. Where they scored? They scored all four? No, they scored 3 in the second, right? And then 1 in the third.
Yeah, 3 in the second and the third.
Yeah, and so you look at it, who's scoring? Like Klassen and Kuzma, your 16s.
The two 16s.
I know, right?
And then Mays, the 17.
Yeah, and that goal by Mays.
Pretty goal. End-to-ender.
Real nice goal.
Pretty goal.
And then the Fawcett gets 1 in the third, and then they
Fawcett. It was a end-to-ender too. It wasn't quite as pretty, but another end-to-end.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, Braxton Whitehead takes a 5-minute major. That was a tough one.
Yeah,
he did hit him in the numbers, but the guy kind of turned at the last minute, and I hate seeing that. The guys commit to a hit and then the guy turns and it's like, what can you do, right? So
It's not common for Braxton to throw hits though either.
no,
so
he's not. He's not a guy that throws big hits often.
He gets in the dirty areas, but he doesn't throw the big hits.
Yeah.
And that hit made noise.
It did, right? So, but 5 minutes, they were able to only give up one. I know Moose Jaw did. They took a penalty during it, didn't they? No, they didn't.
Nope.
For some reason, I thought they did.
Had the full 5.
But, yeah, so full 5 minutes, they only gave up one, so that's not bad. And then you held on and take it to overtime.
Another overtime
against Moose Jaw.
12 overtime games this year already.
Jeez. But yeah, I mean, it was quick though. Pantelakis got it over quick. Not the prettiest goal. It just,
I wasn't sure if it was going to count.
I know, but he kind of got pushed from behind and
he got smoked from behind.
And he kind of just went into the goalie and the puck trickled in and
he didn't hit the goalie pad or anything like that. He got hit and he looked over and you see him kind of look in and he's like, yeah.
Yeah. And they reviewed it and said it was a good goal, so we'll take it. Yep. Nothing wrong with that. So, but yeah, it was just nice to finally beat Moose Jaw here. It's been they've lost 3 in a row to Moose Jaw, I think, 2 in a row.
Yeah,
3 out of 4.
Yeah, so. Something like that. It was tough to watch the game on WHL Live. First period, there was no audio either home or road, which was baffling because usually teams have trouble with the road audio, but their home audio works fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the production just got all crazy. The camera work was just all over the place.
The main their usual camera was really blurry. Like it was like recorded off a 90s flip phone camera.
I don't know if they were having technical difficulties or if they had new crew in or whatever, but it was there were times where there were spells where there's like 4 or 5 minutes where it was the whole ice rink in the play.
Like the live barn style feed.
Live. That's what I couldn't think of the name, live barn. And you could see the stands and everything. It's just like
how empty they were.
Oh, it was pretty red in there.
Like I thought Regina was empty. Moose Jaw is even worse. So
yeah, well,
for all those cheap tickets, nobody's jumping on those cheap tickets in Moose Jaw apparently. So
well, but a lot of season tickets probably carried over from last year, and people just don't go.
I don't know how they.
You look at a lot of rinks; it's the same at every rink.
No,
it's just more noticeable here because of what, and everybody knows it here. So
yeah. But like on the game sheet, it said 3,000 people. I was like, no way
3,000.
There's no way it was 2/3 full. The
Yeah.
place holds 45. It said 3. I don't think there was more than 1,200 people there.
Tickets sold, but whatever. It is what it is.
Wild, but
like I said, every rink you flip between games and WHL Live, and like pretty much every rink is like that, except for the American teams. Those guys,
yeah,
they're almost consistently 3/4 full, or at least in the area where you can see on TV is full because people like getting close to the action because there might be a fight or a big hit or whatever.
They love sitting front row. Front row in Portland is the most expensive ticket, I believe.
Yeah, they're old school fighter type people. They want to see the scraps and the hits and stuff.
It's the Americans. They're not coach GMs, right? They
like going to NASCAR to watch the crashes. They don't go to NASCAR
to watch they're there to watch hockey and the hits, like you said, and stuff. So, but yeah, so and then speaking of attendance, like actually Saturday night against Portland, it was actually pretty good. I thought, like walked in the building and it was a pretty good crowd, totally. Yeah,
and they only showed 33-62.
Yeah.
But there was actually a lot of noise, a lot of bodies in the building.
Yeah.
A lot of kids. So I don't know what they're doing, how they're getting the kids in. Maybe they're doing ticket packs something that we don't know about.
Some team deals, right?
Team deals and stuff like that. So but it's nice to hear some noise from the kids and stuff.
Yeah, the screeching.
Every time there's a skirmish, it's like fight.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I'm not gonna squeal it like the kids, but
yeah,
they're the worst. It's like fight.
But yeah, obviously Portland, pretty strong team. They looked real good. They looked cohesive. The Pats got off. Oh, actually, before I got to jump back to Moose Jaw, the Moose Jaw game was the first win after the Pats gave up the first goal in the season, and they haven't won a game after giving up the first goal, and they gave up 3 in Moose Jaw. So it's pretty impressive.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So going to Portland, you score the first goal, you're like, all right, 2 minutes in, right? Get the goal, but then Portland was able to just kind of turn it on and say, hey, well, we're here too.
Portland's older guys, they're vets, know what they're doing. They're good. Jazowski, Buttazzoni, Southern on defense. I know he's only got a couple goals, but he's got a lot of points. He knows what he's doing. McDonough, Jugnoth on defense. Yeah. They got the vets, and they knew what to do. And Pats just couldn't compete with their main guys.
I thought the second period was pretty decent for the Pats. But then again, the third, Portland kind of turned it on, and I mean, Pats didn't fold up tent, right? Like Deschamps gets one. They didn't get run out of the building, but they were clearly the lesser team, unfortunately. But
Kelton Pine, he started the game, had a rough first, 4 goals and 12 shots.
Yeah, it was rough for him. I mean, it wasn't all on him.
No, that's not what I was. That's what I was getting at. It was just a rough period all around. It just seemed like they were sluggish, and a couple of them really bad screens. Yeah, it just wasn't his night, I guess.
No, it wasn't. Actually, going back to Moose Jaw, Huet gives up the first 3, and then I don't know. I didn't see them, and I didn't go back and watch the replays, but. You're thinking, Huet hasn't had the best season, and you're thinking he's given up 3 in the first. Like, how this might be bad too, but he was able to right the ship and have a solid back 40, right? So
made a few big saves, but
So then he comes in the second period, and he played, decently well. He made some big saves too. That one blocker save. Whoa.
Yes.
That was
sure. It looked like it was a sure.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, that's a goal. As soon as I seen the pass over, I'm like, oh, that's in the net.
Wasn't.
So
yeah.
But Huet I thought looked pretty good. Yeah, he gave up what ended up being 3 on 30 shots. You said, right?
Yeah, 3 on 30.
3 on 30. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
So. Hopefully he's getting some confidence back. We sat down with him after the game, but we didn't talk anything about the season. We don't usually get into, as you've listened, you don't really get into the season too much, but hopefully he can kind of have a decent back half here, this last half of the season in Regina. So, anything else from Portland there?
It was interesting that it was kind of a physical game. There was not much rough stuff, but it was physical, and there was only 4 penalties in the game.
Oh, okay. I never that.
And the one, there was too many men on the ice.
Again, Regina's taken a bunch of those lately, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, now you say that.
And guess what happened? They got the too many men, and they scored 5 seconds into the power play.
Yeah, that's the only power play goal of the night.
Yep.
But unfortunately, that.
But now that they got the roster set, maybe they'll be able to figure all this stuff out and not have extra forwards or extra defensemen coming and going and not knowing which shift they're on and stuff. So
hopefully it gets figured out. But yeah, I mean, it was a tough night overall. But so. All right. Where do you want to go here? You wanted to go schedule?
Yeah, let's talk about what's going on upcoming here.
So we got a busy week this week. You got three games this week. You got the Red Deer coming in on Wednesday, Edmonton come Friday, and then they're off to Calgary, starting a little Alberta trip on Sunday. So at least the Calgary is at
5 o'clock our time.
5 o'clock, yeah. It says 4 Mountain, so 5 o'clock here, and they can go there on Saturday, so they're not getting in at whatever time and starting.
And hopefully, they don't have
playing
to take
at
Uber.
1.
Hopefully, they don't have to take Ubers to the rink like last time.
Yeah, so I mean, Calgary's they've got all their guys back now. They're kind of rolling. It could be maybe an ugly game. Then you go to Medicine Hat and Lethbridge, so that's going to be a tough little stretch there starting this weekend into next week.
Edmonton, Calgary, Medicine Hat, Lethbridge.
Yeah, Edmonton here, right? Too.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
could be very interesting.
So
See how they stack up against them. Like,
yeah, no,
I'm
sure.
not gonna predict any wins other than they should have a chance against Red Deer.
yeah, Red Deer's
But
has been some good games with them.
yeah, it's probably another 1-goal game or 2-goal game or whatever. It'll be a really close game, most likely. But then Edmonton, Calgary, Medicine at Lethbridge, I'm not going to predict anything because we have to see what this team can do now against those guys.
Yeah.
The expectations are that they'll play well. If they get a W, awesome. If they don't, well, hopefully they keep the games nice and close. They have good games all around, like good offense, good defense, good goaltending all the way around. That's my hopes. Like, just have some good hockey.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, those are 3 top teams. Edmonton 2, and yeah, just hopefully they can make some progress. You know, see the team play well, right?
Exactly. Like,
and
my
then,
expectations
like you said,
aren't.
see how they stack up. These
Yeah.
younger guys see like, okay, hey, we're going into these games as an underdog. We got nothing to lose. There's no pressure on them. You know, of course they want to win, but
Yeah,
maybe they can
there's
just
no
play
more deadline.
that
Deadline's
too.
done.
Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah,
You're
they
here.
can
So
hopefully
you don't have
just
to worry
play
about that anymore.
Free and easy, right?
Yeah.
So
Let's see how our little AAA team does against the big boys of the Central.
yeah, that's for sure. So, then yeah, so yeah, that's that. You kind of want to touch on the deadline as a whole and across the WHL
Sure.
now.
Let's chat about that.
Yeah, so some big names moved. Obviously, I think the biggest move probably was Crystal to Spokane. I mean, there was rumors going around that he was going to Tri-City, and that's why the rumors. Totally wrong.
Yeah.
So just wait for it to happen. And yeah, like he had a pretty good night on Saturday. Spokane did beat Wenatchee in that aforementioned 12-2 game. Crystal had 7 points. Catton had 7 points. Van Olm had 5 points.
Yeah, they had 20 points combined.
Aremba had 2 goals. So yeah, that was a tough night for Wenatchee, unfortunately. But yeah, so a couple firsts going to Kelowna, a second, a third, a sixth, and Hayden Papakanakis, the Greek, as Dante likes to say.
Another Greek.
Another Greek. Yeah, so that's kind of a big deal there. Ben Reich from Saskatoon unloading basically all their key assets. He went to Prince George for a couple bodies, a first and a fifth. So yeah, Prince George, I think they had to make a move to compete. They've maybe not doing as well as maybe they'd hope, I think, this year, but they're there. But yeah, so see what happens, and then I guess that's it since we recorded. Or did we talk about Price? Oh, Molendyke went down as Price went down as we were recording last week, right?
Yeah.
So really, I mean, not a ton of big names like Kovacevic from Moose Jaw going to PA. And he's been real hot for Moose Jaw. That's a nice pickup for PA, I think.
Yeah, he's going to score him some power play goals from the Ovechkin spot.
Yeah.
The trade that still boggles my brain a little bit is Sherman from Moose Jaw to Seattle.
Okay, yeah, right.
That one kind of boggles my brain a little bit.
In last place.
And they pick up a top-ish N20. That kind of...
Yeah.
But it sounds like Seattle wants to try to make the playoffs, and they might as well if they've got some picks still. They're not, their cupboards aren't bare. So
no, not at all. We went through their picks and they're pretty much not stocked up, but they're right on par with what they should have. They're not missing a bunch, and they don't have an overabundance of stuff. But like you said last episode, we thought maybe Ratzlaff would be a guy going somewhere.
I thought for sure
Seattle
Ratzlaff would be gone.
Being that where they are, and no, they instead of moving guys, they pick up a guy. So
clearly they want to make a run to the playoffs.
Yeah. Then they picked up Nishan Parmar from Red Deer as well, so added another guy there. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. Kind of the other trade that kind of maybe raised a few eyebrows was where is that one? Brandon and the Ellick deal. Where was it here?
Tri-City.
Tri-City. I'm missing it here. Yeah. So Jordan Gavin and Merrick Arpin going to Brandon for Charlie Ellick. Maybe he hasn't panned out as well as they'd thought. I mean, the Brandon's D hasn't scored a ton of goals. Like
Ellick hadn't scored a goal all this year.
And Manti has 2 goals. He's a guy I thought would be, pushing close to double digits by the midpoint of the season, right? Like,
seems like Shipley's like the only guy that can score on the D from in Brandon.
Right. So that was kind of a hockey trade almost right there, right? Not a, not a buy and a sell kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
So
a trade.
A trade, yeah. So another actually kind of funny one out of Brandon was Alex Garrett. They just picked him up because their backup Eskett was hurt, yes, and then Bjarnason were juniors, so they brought in Garrett from Wenatchee, from Everett for 2 weeks, and then they shipped him out to Wenatchee 2 weeks later. So, yeah, it's an interesting little deal there, but
He already had a Brandon mask.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising. They had one that
I don't know
quick
if it was just wrap or whatever, but he still had it was a Wheat Kings on his mask. It's like
not just a blank one. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, most of the heavy lifting was done well before the trade deadline.
Yeah,
with those other deals. So, but yeah, any other thoughts you have on the deadline there?
Not really, no. It was a lot, like you said, a lot of trades happened before the deadline, like the last part leading up, other than the Crystal and a couple other ones. But it was a very interesting deadline. There was a whole bunch of trades from the end of the Christmas break until the deadline. It was crazy how many players moved and how many picks got moved.
Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, that's a WHL trade deadline nowadays, right? Starting to see some of those bigger deals, not as big as
nothing like Ontario.
Man, 9 for 1, wasn't it? Right, and 8 for 2.
Yeah, there was a couple 9 for 1s, and a 9 for 2,
it was
and
like
a bunch of 7 for 1s.
1 or 2 players in that 9. The one I seen was like 1 player and 8 picks, for 1 player. Yeah, like oof,
but they
crazy.
can't trade their firsts.
Yeah, so you're guaranteed.
So that's why you got to get the whole bunch of seconds and thirds and stuff like that.
I've said that in the past. I don't mind that. Then it keeps your team. The league keeps teams from screwing themselves. Basically, you're guaranteed should be a good player in the first round, right?
But they're also drafting a year later too. So
and a year later, yeah. So you're
a totally different
sure
draft than us.
Yeah.
WHL's draft is way different.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there's the differences there, but I don't mind the not trading the first, but that's just my opinion. So
yeah, it is what it is. Like whatever. But yeah, there was no 9 for 1s this year here.
No.
Like 4 pieces for 1 or 6 pieces for 1 or whatever, but nothing like
Crystal
9.
was 6, 5 and a player.
Yeah,
and like the price was 7, 5 and 2 players.
Yeah.
And Molendyk really, Molendyk and Volotovsky got 2 players and 5 picks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Not quite as bad as Ontario, but it's close.
No, like and like even the Jaeger Unger deal, 3 bodies and 6 picks, but that's 2 players, so
But anytime the WHL is trading a first, that's more valuable than any second, third, fourth in Ontario. So
yeah, no, for sure, right.
Even if they don't pan out or whatever, but the just having the first round pick is way more valuable than that. Yeah. But still, 9 for 1 is a lot. 7 for 1, 6 for 1 is a lot too.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we move on to this interview?
No, I think we got it. We're going along already, so
yeah. Well, we're gonna be pushing another hour. What? We're at 40, just over 40 minutes here. So, we'll move on to our Ewan Huet interview. I don't know why we hadn't got to him sooner. Just for whatever reason, we just didn't.
Just never worked out.
Yeah, and I hadn't interviewed him this year, but I interviewed him last year quite a bit, and so I knew he was a pretty good talker. And I mean, he's a well-traveled guy. His English is real well, so it's not like that was a barrier or anything. But but yeah, I sat down and we got some interesting stuff from him, I thought.
For sure.
All right, we're pleased to welcome on Ewan Huet, goaltender of your Regina Pats. Welcome, Ewan.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're just sitting down with you guys, kind of get some background on you, get to know you, your journey towards Regina and even beyond. So, where were you born?
So I was born in Germany, in Mannheim. My dad played there, so I got to travel a little bit, and fortunately, I was born in Germany.
Yeah, we weren't too sure. It said you were born in Switzerland, I think, and we're like, maybe Germany.
Yeah,
Looking through your dad's stats, like
Yeah.
maybe it was Germany.
Yeah, 05, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you're born in Germany. You have a German citizenship. No,
not at all.
Not
Only
at all.
French and Swiss.
You have French and
Yeah.
Swiss. So how do you come about with those? Is your dad's
French?
Yeah, my dad is French and my mom is Swiss.
Swiss.
But I grew up, only lived in Switzerland, never lived in France. So I feel Swiss pretty much 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
So where all have you lived? Have you just lived in Switzerland after being born in Germany? Did you move around a lot?
Yeah. I lived in Montreal for a couple of years, then a little bit in Chicago, and then Montreal, and then came back to Switzerland.
So you followed your dad around, hey?
Yeah, I did. Don't have a lot of memories.
No,
but
you're
yeah.
pretty young when he was in
exactly.
the NHL, so you don't remember much of that time, did you?
Mhm. No, not really.
But at least you can watch his videos online and stuff.
yeah,
saves
exactly.
And stuff like
yeah,
that, hey?
yeah.
So we hear you know a few languages. How many do you know?
Well, obviously French and English, and then I can get myself through a little bit of German and a little bit of Spanish, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
So growing up, who was your favorite player?
I don't know. I always looked up to two players. It's Nathan McKinnon, since I'm really young, and Matt Duchesne, Nathan McKinnon, and
But you're a goalie. How does that work?
I know. I was just grew up. I played both till late, and then I had to switch to goalie because player wasn't working that well. But no.
When did you make the switch to goal?
I my dad wanted me to learn how to skate as a player before I started as a goalie, and then obviously watching him, I really wanted to try it out, and then never really looked back.
So how old were you when you stepped on the pads?
I couldn't tell. I was probably 8, 9,
Okay.
7, 8.
Full time then, about around there.
Yeah, full time, about 9, 10, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you're itching to go the whole time, weren't you?
Oh yeah.
So you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger brother, 4 years younger, goalie too, and
Okay.
really good goalie as well, and
Where does he play hockey?
just back home where I used to play before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, did you play hockey right from the get-go? You wanted to play hockey as a young kid? You were ready to go right as a young age?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have a lot of pictures of myself, at a young age skating, and I think tried a couple sports, and I'm a big sports guy, so I watched any kind of sports, but hockey was always like my go-to. So yeah.
Yeah. None of the other ones piqued your interest at all. It was.
Obviously I grew up in the mountains, so a lot of skiing. Yeah, I tried out tennis. I can play a lot of sports, and
Lots of winter sports.
Yep, exactly.
What's your favorite minor hockey memory? Like when you were younger. Do you have any favorite
Yeah,
memories or a favorite memory that sticks out?
I guess it was probably a couple years ago when I got to go with the first team back home with the pros. It was an incredible memory. I'll probably when you grow up playing for a team and then you get to play in the first team and just being on a bench, and then I played 20 minutes and it was amazing. It'll stick with me for a long time.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing in Europe. Like you guys play the junior, like there's an under 18 team, maybe under 20, and then there's the parent club, and then there's a lot of movement, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I noticed one year I think you played on 6 different teams. That's pretty common, but how is that for you? Like it's a little easier maybe being a goaltender, but if it was a skater, it'd be kind of tough moving so many teams.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I played in Lausanne from under 13 to my first under 20 year, and it's awesome. You make great memories. You grow up with the same guys. You play with the same guys. I went to school with all of them, and it's I mean, every time I talk with them, I have them on the phone. We're always like, oh, remember this and remember that, and it was great times. So yeah.
So who do you try to pattern your game after? Do you have any like specific players, like any goalies that you try to pattern your game after?
Yeah, always. Well, obviously, I think I like every younger goalie. Carey Price was absolutely loved the guy and amazing goaltender. But now I would say UC Saros, Nashville Predators. I've been watching him for a couple of years, and he's just outstanding. Not a big goalie, just like me, and he's a lot of fun to watch.
Not your dad?
No. Oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah. He's up there. Yeah.
In the old videos you can watch and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
The style's changed
Yeah.
almost since then, right?
Yeah. The little bit of old school, you would say.
Yeah.
Was out of me. Yeah, out of him.
So when did you decide that you want to come to North America to play?
Honestly, from a really young age, I was unsure. Watching NCAA, CHL, it was always a dream. Just on and off the ice, it would be just a great experience. And I've lived a couple of years in North America, as I said before, and I always loved it. Coming back for a vacation here, and I was like, yeah, I want to try it out for a couple of years, and then I was fortunate enough to come here.
So you explored both options, and what kind of made the decision that you want to come to the CHL?
Well, it wasn't really a decision. I wanted to, I waited out seeing what were my options, and then I think Regina was really the perfect fit, and had no decisions to make. It was naturally I was like, yeah, that's the place I want to be in. Yeah.
So what were your initial thoughts of when you showed up to Regina? What were your initial thoughts?
Oh, it was awesome. My first week here was unbelievable, and everything about it was awesome. Great group of guys from the start, and it's been really nice, and great organization, great staff, and even the city's pretty nice.
That's good.
No mountains to look at, but
no, pretty flat, but
hey, it's not the same as home, right? So something different for you.
Change of scenery, exactly. Yeah. Love it.
Any reason why you were number 70, or was that just kind of?
Oh, it was out of it was the options I had. I wanted to change my number, and I was like, yeah, you know what, 70 sounds nice, and I was like, hey, might as well. So tried it out, and I think it's pretty good.
It suits you.
Yeah.
What did you wear before?
It was always 29, 21. Yeah,
Okay.
all those my numbers. Yeah.
So we talked about a little bit playing for Switzerland at 15, and then going all the way up to juniors, playing for the national teams. What were those experiences like? Like even playing that young for Switzerland.
It was awesome. Even all those years, great people, great players, and getting to grow up with all of these guys across Switzerland, and playing against all those great players, great teams. It was always an honor. Putting on the Swiss jersey, it's just an unbelievable feeling. And as I said, it's great memories. And yeah.
Is the World Juniors big in Switzerland like it is here in Canada?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think everyone watches it. It's on TV. Everyone follows it. It's not a big country, but everyone knows hockey. Yeah. Everyone follows it. Every small town, every big city has a team. So it's obviously really big, and yeah.
What was that feeling like when you actually made the World Junior team the first time?
Oh, it was awesome. I remember, getting the call. It was, it was special, and it was just good stuff. Yeah.
So once the season ends, what is your plan? You'll be a 20-year-old. What is your plan for next year?
No, unfortunately not. I signed back home with a team, and yeah, I mean it's for next season. I'm focused on right now, but yeah, that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes in April.
Yeah. Is it a local team?
It's not the team I grew up with, but it's actually pretty far away. It's across the country, but it's how do you say, top tier hockey back home, and it's going to be a great challenge. I'm looking forward to it.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a lot closer than Regina.
Oh yeah,
Regina's quite a ways away.
It's a 3-hour ride. It's across the country still, but it's a 3-hour ride.
3 hours. That doesn't even get you out of Saskatchewan.
Yeah, exactly.
Have your parents been to many games here in Canada?
My mom was here at the start of the year, and then my dad and my brother and my mom got to come all last year. So yeah, that was pretty fun. That was
Nice.
pretty awesome. Yeah.
Did you get to play those games when they were in?
Yeah, I did. Actually, every time they came in and saw me, I got to play games. So
Nice.
pretty
Good,
fortunate.
good,
Yeah.
good.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
So in Regina here, do you billet with anybody? Any other player?
Yeah, Zach Lansford. I've had a couple guys billet with me. I had like 5 in total. So yeah. So yeah.
A little bit of change.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your billets?
Right now.
Yeah.
Lori.
Yeah.
No. Her name is Lori. She's awesome. She's super nice. And when I'll go home, we'll keep in touch for sure. She's been unreal.
Yeah.
You know,
Billets.
and,
A billet mom, hey?
Billet mom. Yeah.
Billets in junior hockey. It's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, she's been awesome for me and all the guys that have been with me, and yeah.
Outside of hockey, what do you do? Do you have any like activities that you like to do? You mentioned skiing. Or whatever, like.
I love sports. So no golf. I mean skiing now it's a little hard, but yeah, if I'll get to the opportunity to go skiing, like in the next couple of years, I'll go for sure. And then any kind of sports I'm always down for. And then I love learning the languages. I love just learning and anything basically. So I'm interested in a lot of stuff. But, yeah.
What do you maybe do in the summer in the off season, maybe to get away from some hockey, relax? What's that kind of like?
I love going to the lake. Just hanging out with my friends. A lot of golf, obviously, and then yeah. It's just summer, going for walks. It's always fun, and yeah.
Are you a TV watcher or movie watcher?
I'm not a big TV watcher, but yeah, I'll watch a movie series. Yeah, I love shows, so yeah.
What's your favorite movie, or what's your go-to movie?
My go-to movie, I have a couple good French movies, but other than that, maybe some classic Forrest Gump. I love it. What else? Just yeah. I'll watch anything really.
What about music? What kind of music you like?
Oh, I'm big into country now. Yeah,
Country?
a lot of country in the locker room. So obviously, yeah, I've been adding a lot of stuff to my playlist. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I'll listen to anything like pop, like even rock before games.
Yeah, you can drop
easy
some
listener.
European music too.
Yes,
right?
yes, French rap, exactly, French music. Yeah.
Yeah.
The boys don't love it that much,
No?
but hey.
I'm here early enough many times, and I can hear the music down the hall.
Oh yeah,
And it's
yeah.
all over the place. It goes
Oh,
from
I
country to hardcore rap and all that kind of stuff. It's all
exactly,
over the place.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah,
have
it's
some variety,
part
right?
of hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Who's your favorite musician or musical band or group?
Oh, I don't know.
Or do you have more
really.
than one?
I have a couple French singers, obviously country artists, Zach Bryan, Luke Combs, just basic stuff, I guess. But yeah,
What kind of car are you driving here in Regina?
I don't have a car actually.
No? Okay.
No, I get drove around.
Yeah,
That's what I do. But yeah,
you have a chauffeur, eh?
yeah. Guys, fortunate enough. Yeah.
We normally ask players the tape job of their stick. How do you tape your stick?
Oh, I'm pretty basic. I just do a full sock, so from toe to all the way up to the blade, and then I just do a couple of rounds up, like on the knob of the stick, and that's it. Yeah.
Not a big goalie knob.
Oh, decent size one.
Yeah.
I say yeah, it's all right.
Bigger than Connor Geeky's knob.
Oh no, not at all. Way smaller. Too flashy for me. Yeah.
I don't know how a skater uses that.
Oh my god.
It's like a roll of tape on the end of a stick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he doesn't want his hand to slip off, I guess. Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
wild. Yeah.
It
You have
works
any
for him,
kind of?
though.
You have any superstitions or anything?
No, not really. Well, I don't call them superstition, but
Routine.
Routine. Just I'll juggle before every game, every practice, and then let's say I know my body, so I know how to get ready before games, and I'll change it up once in a while because I'm not superstitious really. So yeah.
What's your favorite bus activity?
Oh, I guess probably sleeping. Yeah,
That's
sleep
an answer
really,
that
so
we get a lot.
Yeah, sleeping, watching shows, maybe sometimes playing some cards, gambling. Yeah.
So the jerseys, what do you like more, the kind of the classic Pats or the new alternate PPCLI style?
Oh, that's a really good question. I love all the unis, to be fair, but I think the red and white alternate PPCLI are really nice. Yeah, I think we're definitely up there in the league. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
for sure.
What do you see yourself doing after hockey? Down the road, however long that is. Say 20 years down the road, what do you see yourself doing? Do you see yourself coaching? Or do you see
for sure. I
yourself
think
relaxing? Teaching?
Both, maybe. Yeah, both. Yeah, no, definitely. I love the game so much. I could see myself coaching. That's why I love learning from all the coaches I've been with, and I listen a lot. I pay attention to what they say and how they want us to play. It can change a lot from North America and Europe, and I pay a lot of pay attention a lot, and never know when hockey's done, when I'm done with hockey, and we'll see from there, I guess.
Maybe outside of hockey, is there something that maybe interests you that you could explore?
I think there's a lot of possibilities, obviously, but it's hard to tell for me. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a lawyer, and then hockey came in, and then I was done with school a little bit, so I'm not looking back at it too much. But I guess we'll see in a couple of years.
You're
exactly.
young
Yeah,
right? It's a hard question to answer when you're young.
Yeah,
even when you're older, it's kind of hard to answer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What has it been like to have Max Paddock as your goalie coach?
Oh, it's been awesome. From the hop, he's been there for us and on and off the ice. Yeah, and he's just a great guy. Has a lot of experience in the league, and it's been awesome learning from him and working with him. It's been great. So yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a Pats legend here. So
no kidding. Yeah,
fresh off the league too. He hasn't been out long, so he can relate to you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. What does it mean for you to be Regina Pat?
Oh, it means everything. It's just a big family, from the guys that work in the office to everyone on game day and to the locker room. It's been amazing. We've seen a lot of guys, but every time I put on the jersey, it's an honor. I'm like, well, that's amazing, and it's been a dream to play in North America, and being a Pat is just amazing, and it's a great experience, and I'll keep it with me for a long time, for sure. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, good. All right, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ewan.
All right. Yeah, that was a good interview there.
Yeah, got a couple little tidbits of that. Now we know where he was actually born. And stuff like that. That's kind of neat.
We looked that up, and we were looking at where his dad was playing at the time, and we're like, Germany. That's probably where he was born, even though it doesn't say that.
Yeah,
but sure enough,
Elite Prospect says he's from Switzerland.
Yeah,
but he was born in Germany. He's got a French and Swiss citizenships and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's neat.
It is. Yeah. So, and all the best. He's going pro back in Switzerland after, so that's exciting for him, like you said. And he's been around. Like, he's played a lot of international hockey, and so that's quite a career for him. Yeah, obviously a little bit struggled this year, but I don't know. It is what it is. It happens, right? So, but I wish him all the best, though. That's for sure.
For sure, the best the rest of the year and into his future. It's kind of cool. Kind of cool to sit down and talk to an import that actually sounds more English than a lot of English-speaking people.
No, for sure. So, all right. I guess with that, we'll wrap it up. And, maybe we'll talk to Al Miller for next week. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully we get a chance to chat with him soon. Yeah.
Talk about this trade deadline again from his point of view. Maybe get some more details and stuff. And, a couple games this week. A couple giveaways. We got the Cup on Wednesday and the bobblehead on Friday. Seen a picture of it this last game. So another K9 bobblehead. Other than that, that's all we got. And we'll see you at the rink.
Have a good one.
Manolakis gets back on the puck. Up top. McNutt loads. Waits. He shoots. Pat save. Rebound in front. They score! Zach Pantelakis in overtime! And Regina buses home happy tonight.